Welcome to PILUPU TV. As you know, PILUPU TV generates many programs which are of interest to the Indian origin people and also to the broader audience. In the same lines, we today have a person who is of Indian origin who is willing to serve the community in the US, and he is none other than Mr. Subba Kolla. Subba Kolla, hi, welcome to the studios today.
Thank you.
Very good to see you, Mr. Kolla, to be in the race for the 87th district as a delegate. Can you tell us about your background, where you're from, and how did you come to this stage and contesting in this race?
First of all, I would like to thank you, PILUPU TV, for giving me an opportunity to represent myself here. Actually, I came to this country 20 years ago. Before that, I born in India, in Andhra Pradesh. Basically, my parents are uneducated farmers. I got an opportunity to study in Indian Institute of Technology. It is the nation's #1
Institute. Yes.
It is like an MIT here.
Correct. It's a very privileged
yeah. After that, I worked as a teaching profession. I taught mechanical engineering subjects in a couple of engineering colleges before coming over here.
Sure. So we all know that you are actually contesting for the 87th district. Could you explain about the process and then what it means in US? Not many of us know because we come from India and the elections might be different here.
And I would like to explain about the process here. I'm contesting as House of Delegates in the state of Virginia. It is like an MLA in India, Member of Legislative Assembly in India. It's a state representative. So it is having bigger role. In Virginia, we have 100 state delegates. So Virginia, we have around 9 million population and 500,000 are Indian American people.
Sure. Oh, that's great. I'm sure like the 87th district is pretty big.
Yeah, 87th district is part of Loudoun and Prince William counties. So there are both counties involved here. Predominantly Indian American population, 12% Indian American population in the district. We have Ashburn, Sterling, Aldie, Stone Ridge, South Riding in Loudoun County, and then Dominion Valley in Prince William County.
Sure.
Total we have 65,000 voters.
Oh, nice. You did your math right, always. Now, it's been a while, I guess. You might have been here in the United States. What is your inspiration to go and serve the community?
Actually, I came to this country in 1997, 20 years ago.
Oh, wow.
And in Washington, D.C. area, 19 years. And I came as a database engineer and I worked in IT for 10 years. And after that, I established my own business, real estate business. Past 10 to 15 years, I was in a lot of national and local non-profit Indian origin organizations.
Sure.
I served in different capacities.
Sure.
And also past 3 years, I served in the Board of Equalization in Loudoun County.
Okay.
So I have organic experience with the community.
Sure. And now that you tell us you have been in various leadership positions, and I'm sure it's the natural path to go to the county level and then the state level.
Exactly, yeah. So I felt that most of the non-profit organizations here, they are looking back India, but here our population is surging.
Sure.
There is a 4 million population in US, Indian Americans. In 1920, we were 10,000 people here.
Oh.
So in 100 years, population surged 400 times. So the needs are increasing in US than India.
Sure.
So I felt that growing need of the population, we need to be in various positions in the government than concentrating everything back home.
I definitely agree. We need representation of our community, and I'm sure Indian community plays a major role. Now that you have said a couple of those numbers, Mr. Kolla, tell me about like a little bit of like stats, like in terms of like how many are the voters, what is the swing in your view, in your opinion?
My district, we have 65,000 voters.
Okay.
And then Indians are 6,000 voters. Even 12% population, voters are 9% registered voters. It's almost even district. Past 3 elections, delegates won between 50 to 300 is the winning margin.
Oh, that's a very good
57, 170 plus 320. So that means a very competitive election in the state of Virginia. This is the #1 highly competitive race in the state of Virginia.
I'm sure. Now, I mean, now that you say those stats, and it's been typical of any election. People don't go out, or they are too busy, or they have something. What do you think of low polling?
Basically, presidential election, 75% of the polling will happen. That is the last year it happened. The people concentrate more at the national level politics. But this year we have governor elections are going. So past statistics telling that we get 40 to 42% polling.
Oh wow, that's a static that surprises me. But now that you say that not many people going to out, what is the role of Indian Americans or NRIs in your election in this scenario?
Yeah, definitely. Indian American community plays predominant role in my election because the 9% population, highly educated, and if we can turn out majority of the population, we will get the thumping majority here.
Great. I hope not everybody goes out there and then votes for you. Now that you are talking to all the Indian American population watching PILUPU TV, do you think you have any message for all of us?
Yeah, definitely. I request all of you guys, maybe in Virginia or elsewhere, please tell your friends and relatives in Virginia, predominantly in my district, if they are not registered to vote, please tell them to register to vote. October 16th is the deadline to register to vote, and then absentee ballots, because people will be in travel. The November 7th is the elections time, and people can do absentee ballot by mail, and by mail they can request, and then they get ballot to the house, and they can fill it and post it.
Sure.
Or else absentee in person starts from September 23rd. 2 locations people can go in the evenings or mornings, they can vote. That is another way we can cast our vote. So the reason I am contesting is I want to show some kind of inspiration to the next generation. We should be on the table while discussing bills or anything than end user always. We are everywhere, education, business and all places, but not in the politics. So we have to show some kind of path to the next generation. That is my main motivation.
I'm sure, Mr. Kolla, and as a fellow Indian origin person, I definitely appreciate the initiative, and I see it as a natural path for you. Now that you are leading into the elections, there's always campaign. So tell me your campaign priorities here.
Here, this is a kind of local race, state race. Here, our main focus is on transportation, education, jobs, and economy. Transportation here, Loudoun County is one of the fastest growing county in the country. Highly rich people, lot of new homes will be constructing. Whenever you have the new population surging, like if you take 2002, population of the county is 170,000. Right now, 390. So a lot of inward migration is coming into the county.
Yes.
So it puts pressure on schools and the roads. So mainly roads we have here, the problems, there is a toll road. They are charging too much here, Greenway. So people are not happy about the Greenway.
Sure.
The Australian company got that one. We have less control on that. Alternative to Greenway, we have some roads. So those roads are getting clogged. So my goal is to get more funds from state to ease the traffic, adding extra lines or extending the things are getting interchanges.
That definitely is.
So the alternative to Greenway.
Sure.
So that is the need of the hour. I was working with the local government already and the state about their priorities.
Sure.
And then I knocked around 3,000 to 3,500 doors. I surveyed talking to the people, and everybody was kind of telling transportation is the high priority. And the second priority is education here. Since I studied in the Indian Institute of Technology, I know the value of education here, and also Indian American community is more into education here. But I am a proponent of more STEM courses, science, engineering, math, technology courses here, and also quality education. So if you don't pay, teacher pay more, you will not get the quality education. So my priority is encouraging the quality education. That means lesser classroom size and increasing the teacher pay, and then encouraging the STEM. So that is my education priority. The other one is jobs and economy. So we have, the metro is coming into Loudoun County by 2020.
Right.
So already some of the companies, they want to establish within the 1-2 mile radius of that metro points.
Right.
And being a delegate, being an MLA, I will be working with the state government and the local government to facilitate the transaction. Whatever the needs companies want, like say subsidies, tax breaks, whatever the needs, I will be working with the state government to get those things happen, so that more companies will be coming into the district.
Great. I think those are the very right set of priorities in your campaign. Thanks again for your time today. Thanks again for your time today in the studios and for the education. I hope on behalf of all the PILUPU TV, the Indian diaspora and NRIs, I wish you all the best. And I hope you come back as a delegate into our studios.
So thank you very much, PILUPU TV, for giving me an opportunity again. Thank you, audience.
You're watching PILUPU TV. We have talked to Mr. Subba Kolla, who is contesting for the 87th District Virginia Delegate. Please keep watching PILUPU TV. We'll come back soon with much more fun. Thanks again.